Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to be going through these two different eBay lots that I just got in, and I'm going to be sorting through them to see what kind of cool pieces that I can find. So with this first one, the pictures on the listing were not very good. There was one picture of a bag of Lego, and you could see a blue base plate in that picture, and you can kind of get an idea of what might be in the bag, but it was still, not very obvious what was going to be in this lot. However, I had gotten a different lot from this seller a couple weeks ago, and I found some pretty cool stuff from him. So I figured I would, give it another go, see what I could find. And it was also just like 25 bucks, so it was not a super expensive lot. Here is that blue base plate there, which that piece alone is going to be worth, a few dollars. That is nice to have. And a couple accessories that had fallen into the bottom there. So right off the bat, with the pieces that had fallen out of the bag, we've got two different classic castle plumes, also some minifigure legs, so that is pretty cool. I could tell that the parts in here were like vintage, older, like you can see this torso, which really looks like a Forstman torso. But overall, I wasn't entirely sure what to expect. Here we have a classic sword. Got some other little minifigure parts here. Got a space torso, some castle panels, old castle door. I think the small doors are actually worth a few dollars. I think they're more expensive than the normal size ones. Could be wrong there. Those little brown wheels worth about $1. They use these on the old pirate cannons, so that piece was one that was like really easy to lose, so it's kind of worth a decent bit. There's a bunch of empty plume holders here. Hopefully I can find some more plumes throughout the lot. And a backpack. The leaves are all broken off, but they do have the base piece. Got some pirate accessories. Here's another one of those small pirate wheels. A couple other figure parts here. Got another red plume. Pirate torso. Another sword. Ah, that's a good torso. And here is a shield from the Black Knights and a Forstman hat. Oh, this pretty much pays for the lot in and of itself, just this right here. This is a small blue plume, which that feather alone is worth like 15 bucks. Here we have a couple of golden coins, which those are worth about $1 a piece on Bricklink. More figure heads there. An arm, torso. Hey, two more red plumes. The red ones aren't worth quite as much as the blue, but they are still nice to have, and they're worth $1 or $2. Oh man, there's a bunch of plumes in here. We've got a yellow one as well. The yellow are pretty good. The rarest, oh, I was just about to say, the rarest plumes to look for are the small black one, the small blue one, and the small yellow one. And we just found the small yellow one right here, so that is really awesome. Oh, no way. It's a black Forstman body. The torso alone to this guy is like 10 or 12 bucks, so that is really cool to find. So already with what I found, this lot was definitely worth going for. Again, it was like 25 bucks, but I've already found a bunch of cool stuff in here. I really love going through the old vintage lots and just seeing what you can find. Because there's so many like vintage pieces that are really rare in specific colors, and they're really cool to come across. town torso. We got a knight helmet. Those legs are kind of destroyed, but I'll take it. A couple more red plumes. So we found a whole bunch of plumes in here, which that is really cool. A bunch of smiley heads. Yet another red plume here. Always nice to get more of those. There are several pieces I found that are broken, but a lot of the stuff does look like it's in decent enough shape. Oh, here we have a little pirate figure, and that is the torso that I could see from the outside of the bag. It's not super valuable, but it is, you know, Forceman torso, so it's always cool to get another one of those. Here we have one of the knight helmets. This is that mold that they used for some of the classic knights, but they never used it for, or they haven't used that mold again for like modern stuff. So always cool to get some of those helmets. They only ever made them in dark gray and in black, but I really like that helmet. Here is a empty black sprue, so would have been nice to come across that small black feather, but I'll take the blue and the yellow for sure. The black feather alone sells for like 35 or 40 bucks on Bricklink, so it's a really rare one. The only rarer plume is a dark tan one, which that one was not used in Classic Castle. It was used for Radagast the Brown and also one of the characters from Pirates of the Caribbean. And that feather is like 80 bucks or something. All right, so I've done a first pass through all this. I'm gonna go ahead and do another pass off camera, and then I'll do an overview of everything that I found in this lot, and then I'll get on into the next one. Okay, I gotta cut back in here for this real quick. I do not know how I missed this at first, but this is the flag from the Black Falcon's Castle. This piece alone is like 25 bucks, and it's usually broken, but these clips are still intact, so that is really awesome to come across. Like, this piece alone is worth, you know, what I paid for this entire lot. Well, that is a nice find, but I'm gonna, you know, keep going through this second pass. All right, so I have finished sorting through the rest of these pieces, and this little bin here is has all the different pieces that I found from that secondary sort. So for the most part, you know, nothing too crazy. I got a few more like castle panels, some plants, a couple minifigure accessories, but finding this blue Black Falcon's flag was really awesome. Really happy to have come across one of these because I actually have a copy of the Black Falcon's Castle that has a broken flag, so I can replace that now. So that's really cool. Again, that's like I want to say $20 or $25 piece, so that, you know, that piece alone kind of pays for the lot. But I also found a bunch of other cool stuff. Go ahead and dump this out. So this is the bin where I kind of put all the different figure parts into. We got the black Forceman body, which is really awesome. We got a red Forceman body. Then we also have the blue and yellow small plumes, which those are pretty pricey. They were used in some of those Forceman figures. We also have a bunch of red plumes, which aren't as expensive, but I love getting those. Like these, the like vintage plumes that they made really were like my favorite designs. I really love those. I've got like a whole bunch of them that I've collected over the last year or so, but always nice to get some more of those, even if they're not necessarily worth a ton of money. So like those are pieces I'm going to be keeping for sure. A few other figure accessories, some bodies from the pirates. But yeah, overall, definitely worth it. So I'm going to clean this up and then I'll bust open the next box. Okay, so this next box is actually not quite as much of a mystery as that last one. So with this one, I could see several good pieces in the pictures that I knew were, you know, worth the value of the lot. This is also just 25 bucks, and it had a lot of Mega Blocks mixed into it. So at first I was gonna pass, but then I noticed some parts that were to this rare old train set. And I actually printed out a sheet of the valuable pieces in that set, and I'm gonna try to sort through this lot and find as many of those as I can. There are these like little black doors that were included in the set that sell for like 30 bucks a piece, and I could see both of them in the pictures. So I know regardless I'm gonna be able to pretty much double my money on this lot, but hopefully I can find a lot of the other expensive pieces as well. So let's go ahead and get into this one. Okay, so this one was shipped to me inside of a Lego Classic bin. Very well wrapped here. Okay, so finally got this open. I am going to probably just dump about half of this out at first, because it's probably too much for this matte build. Okay, so right off the bat, there's one of these black doors, which is one of the pieces that I was looking for. These doors are worth about $5 each. Then we got this gray door with the trans brown glass. This door is about $9. The one with a clear glass is actually worth a lot more because it was used in Cafe Corner, but this one is still a rare piece as well, so awesome to come across that. This one is one of the 1x14 red bricks, so that's another one of the rare pieces I was looking for. Those are included in this train set. Here we have a couple window pieces. Not super valuable, but the window panes themselves are worth $1 or $2. Hey, all right, so here we go with one of those $30 sliding doors. Pretty crazy that this piece is worth that much, but it was actually only ever used in this set in the color black. So very cool to come across that. Got a bunch of these black slopes here. That's another one of the pieces where it was worth, let me see, these are worth like 70 cents. So not a ton of money, but the set had like 16 of them included. So there's a bunch of those. These windshield pieces are 83 cents, and there were also 16 of these as well. So another decent piece to look out for. Got a minifigure epaulette there. Another one of those windows, another windscreen. Whoa, that's funny. This is the arm to Bucky, the Winter Soldier. It's kind of random to appear in this lot. I don't know if it has any value or not, but that's fine. This is a old pirate flag. It would be worth a couple dollars, but the clips are broken. What? No way. Never mind. I just tricked myself. I thought that was an old compass, but it's just a couple dishes stacked on top of each other. Some more windscreens there. A few more of these big float pieces. These support pillars are worth about $1 each, so that is nice to find. I don't know if these ladders were in the set or not, but I think the light gray ones are worth $1 or $2. I don't know about the yellow. Oh, hold on. I think these are the 1x16s. Let me count real quick. Yeah, so these are the 1x16 Technic bricks, which each of these are $7. So that is very nice that we got both of those. I think I've covered most of this pile. Let me make sure I'm not missing any of the rare pieces. Okay, I don't see anything else in this pile, so I'm going to go ahead and dump this out and get some more out of the bin. All right, time to get another batch of pieces out of here. It might take me 3 goes, actually. That's actually one of the rare pieces I was looking for. And here we have the other one of those $30 doors. Very, very cool. This right here is 2 of the 9V straight track pieces, which each of these tracks are worth like $4 or $5. And the set's supposed to have 4. I'm pretty sure the other 2 were in this lot as well. Then we also have one of the 16 by 32 inch base plates, which, yeah, actually the other one was right here. So we got all 4 pieces of train track and both of the base plates. The base plates are worth about $9. The tracks are worth $4 or $5 each, so very nice. All of these pieces here will be, at least the expensive ones, are going to be tossed up onto my Bricklink store. For the most part, because none of this is stuff that I need for my personal collection. But like all the cheaper bulk pieces are some that I will just add into my my personal collection of bulk. I have quite a bit of that at this point. This is, I'm not even sure what piece this is. I don't know, I'll have to look that up. Does not have any of the interior supports. Okay. And a couple more of these slopes and windscreen pieces. Oh, there is the other one with the 1x14 red Technic bricks. This is the 1x14 dark gray. This is only a 60-cent piece, so I'm not even going to bother listing that one to Bricklink, honestly. With my Bricklink store, I really only use it to sell off like rare pieces. Whenever I buy bulk lots, I like to keep as many of the pieces as I can, just to add to the collection to let me build stuff. But I do sell some of the more valuable pieces if it's not something that I want to keep for my own collection. I think that's gonna do it for this pile. So let me dump all this out, and I will dump out the last of that bin. I'm still looking for the other one of those $9 doors, a little chrome brick, and 3 of the large black doors. So hopefully I can find those in that last little bit. All right, here. Last bit of pieces from this lot. Couple random instructions. I don't think these are anything important. I've got some more of these old plates or bricks that are lacking the interior support. I don't know what set they came in. I don't think they're too valuable, but that's a Tyco piece. Kind of cool to see those. Okay, here we have another one of those big black doors I was looking for, so that is awesome. One of those small doors. And more of these big black slopes, more of the support pillars as well. How many of the... Well, there were only 4 support pillars in the set, but I've found 5, so I don't even know how that went. Another window. This is a semi-rear flag. It's not super expensive, but it is. I don't think the white flags have been made on the new mold yet. Oh, here's the other one of those $9 doors. Alright, so unfortunately it does look like I'm missing 2 of these big black doors, but other than that, I've been able to find most of the expensive pieces besides besides 2 of these black doors, and I also have not seen that little chrome brick. But most of the rare pieces to that train set were here, so that is very nice. All of this is just going to be bulk that I will throw into my collection. And these are some rare parts that I will throw up on my Bricklink store sometime soon. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching.